Hello everybody, my name is not Markiplier and welcome to One Scary Movie. Oh, did it capture? I have no idea if it captured. Anyways, hopefully that bit caught. If not, then a yada yada yada. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I saw Iron Lung. Like, literally the earliest possible stream I could find. Also gonna ping, thank you very much, Tony. Appreciato. This is gonna be like a very short stream, like probably like half an hour long, but I'm considering it my makeup stream for Sunday, so that's how we're doing. I'm a ping now. Yes, please. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna chill out for a second and give people a second to roll in, cause there's a little bit of a roll in period. So I'm gonna ask here is how you doing, Tony? How does the Tony do? What is that thumbnail? That's like an eye looking thing. Because it is an eye looking thing. Neat. Hello, Blue. How's it going? How are you doing? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. How you doing, Blue? Anything exciting happened to you recently? Anything thrilling? Anything wonderful? Am late? Nope. Literally just started. Long story short is I'm just gonna give people a little bit to roll in, so we got a little bit of time, but until the roll in finishes, I'm just gonna be basically vibing for a minute. So yeah, it's vibe time, baby. Let's go. We're doing the vibage. We're doing the vibbity and the vibin'. Just came back from school. Well then, perfect timing. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I feel like I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what the something was. I don't remember. You did the ping? Oh, I thank you very much, Tony. Mucho apreciato. What I'll do in the background is I will have the Iron Lung trailer on the mute, basically on loop, I guess. Can I loop things perpetually? Playback quality, subtitles, annotations, subject mode. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Maybe because it's not like registered as like music or something. Anywho, unpaid / self-promotion. How dare you call it as you see it? But yeah. So what I was gonna say is okay. So I'm gonna go off of the premonition that basically everybody knows Iron Lung, right? Like everybody's seen the gameplay of it and things like that. So I'm not going to be considering anything that is in like the core game of like Iron Lung to be a spoiler. So there's that asterisk, right? If you disagree, then fair enough. But there you go. What, huh, Blue? What, huh, Blue? Blue, what? You don't know Iron Lung? Sorry. I mean, it's all good. I mean, so, I guess that's actually a great little thing. So, actually, wait, is Iron Lung free on Steam? Maybe I'll turn this into an Iron Lung stream. Is that what I'll do? Because I think it's a short game. Am I doing an Iron Lung stream right now? Surprise Iron Lung? Iron Lung. That's $10. I'm poor, so I can't afford that. Anyways, moving forward. We'll maybe consider later. Anywho, where was I going with this? So, okay. So the way that the game basically works is you're effectively locked into what is effectively a small room. You go like forward, backwards, left, right, and that's kind of how it will do, right? You don't have any mechanics outside that. You have a couple mechanics actually, but like you have like a forward and back mechanic, and like you can rotate the thing, but that is effectively it, more or less, right? The movie's out, damn, exactly, and we're talking about it. But yeah, so where was I going with this? I might as well look at this full screen. Screw it, we're full screening it. Let's go, baby. But yeah, so the game, yeah, again, you have like the forward mechanic, the backwards mechanic. You can rotate, and then you can like take a picture and see what's like out in front of like the thing, and then that's basically as far as it goes, right? Yeah. So where was I going with all this? So the movie is an incredibly claustrophobic movie, right? Like I don't wanna pretend it's like a movie that is or sorry, it's like claustrophobic met like a kind of thalassophobic, right? But yeah, anyways, carrying on is so this entire movie, I guess, here, let's do this, shall we? For those of you who don't give a crap and just want to know the review, probably 9 out of 10. Low key for real. Hey Amora, how's it going? Here I'm gonna do this. No spoilers yet. Let's do this. TLDR. 9 out of 10. There we are. I can't snap it to the center. Oh no. Anyways, okay. Carrying on. So, with where I'm going with this, right, is... Should I just play Markiplier's Iron Lung in the background? Probably not. I probably shouldn't. Iron Lung looks so cool. It is. Interesting, lol. Exactly. Anyways, yeah. So, with where I was going with this, right, is so... It is an engaging movie. The dialogue for the movie feels natural, right? Like the dialogue for the movie, it doesn't feel janky. It doesn't feel. Actually, you know what? I can also stick to my traditional framework of doing game reviews. This is gonna be the first movie on the game rankings list, so hell yeah. I did actually prep everything in case I wanted to, right? But anyways, yeah. So carrying on is, so the first pro I would say is that it has like natural dialogue, and I'm gonna put in parentheses actually, because I find a lot of movies, when they talk about natural dialogue, it more feels like they found a way to give exposition without, you know, going too deep or whatever, whereas I find this movie does it in a much better way, because what they actually did is, instead of giving you ways to expound and do massive dialogue chunks and all this other crap, I find this movie does a much better job, because it actually like gives you context clues that you care about, and like kind of like, you know, like the protagonist and the world and everything else, without just being like, who are you? I am Mark Fishbach, father of, son of, Sir Markiplier, son of Mama Plier, like all those things, right? I am Steve. Yeah, like they don't do anything like super fucking over the top or whatever like that, right? Which I find to be very, very, very appealing. Like it's one of those things where like I find a lot of movies fall into that trap, and then I also find like it just gets kind of like predictable and grating. Like the dialogue the whole time here felt solid, right? Like the VFX and stuff like that, right? Like nothing with the effects or the sets or anything like that felt like bad, right? Like I was kind of approaching this with like a bit of like a father son, like, like dad's the hockey team coach mentality, right? Because like I didn't want to go into this like gaslighting myself into thinking it's going to be good, right? I wanted to go into this actually thinking it's good, right? Or sorry, I wanted the movie to be actually good, not me thinking it's good, right? And what I actually ended up finding was that the movie was actually good, right? Like I found it more captivating than fucking the first Transformers movie, right? I found it incredibly better than a lot of other, kind of generic things, so to say. And even not generic things. Welcome to the world I live in. It's the exposition. I don't know what the reference is to that, so I cry. But yeah, anyways, like carrying on, right? Is like, yeah, so like the whole thing had like good fucking pacing and everything, right? Like nothing felt over the top. The CGI was good. I remember hearing that like Mark was doing like pickup shots in their garage, and they had to like pose and do things awkwardly in their garage and things like that, right? And like I actually found that like there was like with this movie there wasn't anything that was like bad, right? Like it was one of those things where like there wasn't anything. Sorry, do you see? You don't get the reference? I do not. But anyways, like yeah, like with this thing, right? There was not really any moments I found where the shots felt bad, right? Like there was no obvious green screening. There was no like there was no real cliches that I could see. And like as somebody who's really sensitive to those and gets really bothered by them, I find that to be a massive plus, right? The movie the entire time felt like it took itself seriously, right? I didn't feel like at a single moment in the movie there was any moment of like a cliche. I didn't feel like there's any moments where like the movie really took like the sort of like, what do you call it, not safe route's the wrong word, but like I didn't really feel like at any moments there was any points where like the movie felt like it was trying to sneak in a haha, isn't this funny guys, wow, free internet points, right guys, oh my gosh, that's so cool guys, right? Also I see Tony linked a video to the reference, so I'm not gonna watch this, I'm gonna have this as like my thing later. Oh, I think I have seen that, but yeah, anyways, but yeah, so like it was like really well done. Like if we're going down the list, right, of like this graphics, realistically graphics are like, I would say probably a 9. The one criticism that I will give the Marky Moo is that I find in quite a few places, and this is something that I noticed with the Edge of Sleep as well. Are you speedrunning, Credit? No, I'm not. I'm not. It's just, is it even open right now? Oh, it is open right now. But anyways, but yeah, so when it comes to like where was I going with this? I was completely thrown off by that. Oh yeah, graphics. So there's this one thing I find that Markiplier has been doing a lot, which they seem to really like to do. And as a viewer, I personally find it a bit distracting. I find they're a bit heavy-handed with the blur, right? I find that the like blur and blur like effects, they tend to use those a lot, and they use it a lot during the climax, which was bothersome for me because I didn't feel like action. It felt like I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on, right? You have IEP in school since 6th grade. I do not know what IEP is. Anyways, but yeah, so that would be my main complaint, is like the kind of shaky cam and blur I felt to be a little bit too distracting at times, right? Like it was like one of those things where it's like, let me just fucking see, let me see. So there was that. Audio. Overall, honestly, audio would probably get, I would say, also another 9. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because I feel there was one scene with dialogue where I couldn't tell what the fuck was happening, right? Like, I couldn't tell what was said, and it was one of those things where, like, Mark's character felt like they very clearly knew what was said, and I didn't. So because of that, I feel like that's a bit of a miss, right? I'm always going to make movies ranking, boys. Maybe one day, maybe possibly, perhaps. The issue is a very hard thing to stream, so unless you want me to stream less, then probably not. But yeah, so there's that, right? Overall for the story I'm going to give an 8, and the reason why is because I find when it came to the story, there was a kind of, it was a little bit open-ended, the ending, right? And I'm personally not the biggest fan of like open-ended endings interpreted your own way, right? However, what I will also say is that as somebody who's watched the entirety of Edge of Sleep, which was Markiplier's previous filming project, right? If I go here, I'm gonna do Edge of Sleep for B-roll, Edge of Sleep. We go to here, this thing. So if we look at the Edge of Sleep, this was a whole thing. I'm going to also not spoil this. But long story short is I personally was pretty unhappy with the ending. I personally really didn't like the cause of what was happening or why it was the way it was and all these other things, right? So it was definitely one of those things where I was genuinely not thrilled about that. And right there you can see some of the blur that they love to use. They really like their blur and weird shots. But yeah, so overall it was one of those things where like I actually really enjoyed the thing for the most part until it later reached until it later reached the thing, you know, the stuff, the thongs. But yeah, no, like until like, you know, the quote unquote explanation happened, right? So by comparison, I massively prefer Iron Lungs in comparison to what Marky Moo did here, right? So I do consider it to be a notable improvement. A massive complaint that or sorry, not a massive complaint, but like, I mean, I guess I'll say this as a complaint either way, whatever. So like with the Edge of Sleep, what I will say as like a criticism is that I felt like the Edge of Sleep still felt kind of indie, right? Like it still felt a bit rough. It still felt like there was a bit of not ambiguity, but what was it? It's like it still felt like there was a bit of like a bit of, hey, this needs to be polished a bit, right? A bit of like a bit of, how do I put it? Like, actually, I want to check that out after. Anyways, but yeah, there was a lot of like instances where it felt like somebody's kind of first project a little bit, right? Like it felt like there was some ground to close, right? Whereas I feel like with we have no idea what IEP is. But anyways, yeah, like I feel like Iron Lung very, very much managed to overcome those difficulties, right? I feel like it is a significant improvement over The Edge of Sleep in a lot of little ways, and I feel like it is a good film for that. So, thumbs up, pat, good job, all that stuff. Yeah. Where else am I going with this? Let's see. Audio was just good. I just had to say audio was good overall. Again, there's just that one complaint. Story, I talked about that. Pacing, honestly, pacing is another fucking 9, right? It is one of those things where the pacing is it's good, right? Like it's like I find a lot of other movies tend to have this sort of like push pull, gotta go, and then we stop and slam the brakes, then we hit the gas some more, and then we slam the brakes, and we kind of go back forth, right? I felt like the entire time it was rather solid. At Volby, when you're gonna start your new movie channel, in regards to making or like reviewing is the question, and is that something people are even interested in? Because I did a movie review before, and that thing fucking flopped. That thing flopped so hard. Review, yeah, no, I mean, okay, I guess because you asked is. I did one review before. To be fair, it was a bad video. I'm not saying the audience is to blame for this, right? Like, I'm not saying it's your guys' fault for not clicking. Like there was definitely issues with it, right? It's just that I've gotten significantly better returns with, not that. So hell yeah. But yeah, where am I going with this? So it was right here, the Kung Fu Panda one. Oh, actually, it kind of popped off. I guess I was completely wrong about that. Neat. Maybe I should do more movie reviews. Okay, well, anyways, carrying on. So, let's go on with this. You should be like MatPat and do 4 channels. I need 4 editors. Because I have my own side projects that I'm trying to work on as well. The Tibbiting. Tibmageddon, what? Oh, just like Tib across every channel. Tibby Trailer 1. I am actually planning to work on Tib after this. You may notice here, there's 5 tabs up here. That's because that's Tib stuff. So that's fun. Anyways, where am I going with this? Where else was I going to do for this? Yeah, pacing was just overall very solid. And then uniqueness, okay. This is a fucking 10, for not only setting, but this is what I have to say, right? As somebody who has become bored of films, right? As somebody who has found films boring and repetitive, and I find the scenes and the progression and a bunch of other things like that to be just so incredibly boring when it comes to fucking films in general, right? Like, I don't go see action films anymore. I am so bored of action films that I just don't care, right? What I really appreciate about, Iron Lung is that I fail to compare it directly to another movie, right? I actually genuinely fail to have a direct comparison where I feel like, oh yeah, Iron Lung is just, this movie, but like differenter, right? Like, I can't think of something that Iron Lung compares to, and I mean that in like the most flattering way possible, right? Like, it is genuinely good, and I have very, very little bad to say about it at all, right? Like it is genuinely, as somebody who generally finds movies boring, this movie had me actually engaged the whole time. I didn't have an urge to pull out my phone during it, as an example, right? I didn't have any urge to like, wander off. Like I had to piss during the middle of the film, and like it was one of those things where it was like I kind of waited for like a semi slow part, and I was like 1, 2, 3. Okay, back, right? Like it was like a sprint because like I didn't want to miss anything, and it's not because I'm doing this. It's because like I genuinely didn't want to miss anything, right? So it was genuinely cool. It was genuinely neat. It was genuinely a bunch of things like that, right? And like legitimately, I think that given the scene, the setting, and like every other little bit of context like that, I think Mark basically nailed it the best that they could. Like I genuinely have very few things I could say that I think would be an improvement, right? And like I think that's the best way to put it. Also, Mark being thrown around in the iron lung thing was a nice little touch because it was the parts where there was action. The action felt actually impactful, right? Like a big thing that I complain about in like a lot of like big Hollywood movies is like with like The Rock. You might not know this, but like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and many other characters have like in their contract they cannot lose, right? And when you know about things like that, it makes the movies kind of fucking suck. Because the issue is like with all these big actors, right? Is that this actor or that actor or whatever are not going to die, right? They might get the shit kicked out of them or whatever, but it's like they're never going to die. And that makes the films fucking boring. Right, it makes them boring. It makes them repetitive, and it forces the directors to do things, the directors / writers to do things that I think are just genuinely bad for the film. Plot armor ass moment, yeah, like it is legitimately one of those things where it's like in fucking like Fallout or something, where it's like this character can't die yet, therefore they cannot die, therefore they cannot die, I know we need more shows of movies where the protagonist... No, exactly, and I agree very strongly with that, right? And I'm not even saying the protag has to lose, but there, as an example, should be instances where the protagonist fucking loses a fight, right? Like a great example that I can think of is... fucking what movie was it? Sorry, I don't recall the exact movie, but I remember the trailer, and I remember seeing it, and it just pissed me off so much. It was Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies, I guess. So it might have been Fast X. It was the movie with Dwayne, and then Hobbs and Shaw, I think it was what it was. Wait a second, Hobbs and Shaw trailer, right? So like what I have to show here, I'm pretty sure this was the one. I'm pretty sure this was the one because they both walk into 2 rooms. Yeah, this one I'm pretty sure. Where like right here they're like arguing about the thing, and it's like, wow, look at how both of these guys just take care of these 2 guys like they're fucking nothing. It's one of those things where it's like, wow, that's a cool action scene or whatever, but at the same time it's like, because neither of these guys are going to lose, we are just fucking bored, right? Like I find it boring, I find it bland, and like I'm sorry that like I think his name is Jason Statham, I don't know if that's the guy, but like fucking Jason Statham whatever, and fucking The Rock, it's like I understand that's like the quote-unquote way that you want to be portrayed, and it hurts your feelings to be beaten up or whatever, but like it makes it fucking boring. Like you're trying to tell a fucking story in a movie, and if you can't have your character fucking lose in some way, you fucking suck. Like you actually just suck, right? As a small example, let's take the fucking hero's journey. This is turning into a completely different rant, but anyways, let's go with this, right? So with film writing and stories and whatever, there's generally this thing known as the hero's journey. I'm just gonna use this one as like an example, right? So you have like fucking you have a call to something, you cross the threshold where like you can't really return, things happen. Basically at the ordeal part, there's generally a moment where it's like this is where the character gives up something, right? And then eventually they return or refuse to return as they illuminate here, and then that's kind of how the cycle goes, right? That's actually kind of a bad one. Where's a better one? Yeah, like Death and Rebirth is kind of a good example right here, right? Whereas, like, as an example, this might be like a loved one dying. This might be, them giving up something important to them. A bunch of things like that, right? So the entire issue is that when you have a movie where your character can never lose, it fucking destroys this general cycle, right? And it doesn't always have to be this cycle. I'm just outlining that if this cycle is, like, damaged, you have to do a lot of work to make up for that. And guess what? In most of these fucking films, they don't make up for it. Like, as a brief example, if we go back here, where there's a fight scene and your dude's fucking yawning on the other side of the glass. Like, yeah, okay, The Rock's character probably is like, oh, okay, I got this, we're good, whatever, right? It's like, aren't you worried that your fucking buddy right here might fucking get hurt in some way? Or something might happen, or a bunch of these other things, right? And then, no, instead of what we're doing is we're just fucking sitting here, just waiting for, like, the fucking plot to resolve itself. And at least for me, I'm sitting here waiting to fucking leave because I don't fucking care. Because all the stakes have been removed, because I know at the end of the day, these two fucking guys are going to end up winning somehow, right? Because because they always play the most boring, flat characters, right? It fucking sucks. Long story short. What we call that an important NPC in the code? Sure, let's go with that. I'm betrayed, but I have plot armor. Yeah, like, basically, right? Even Superman losing the comic. Yeah, no, exactly. And, like, you need to have loss, because if you don't have loss, then your movie, I'm sorry, fucking sucks, right? Like, not always, but you generally need to, right? Where it's like, like, if you think about stakes and escalation, right? Like, why does children's media suck, right? Like, let's genuinely talk about why something like fucking Max and Ruby is boring as shit to watch, right? It's because with something like Max and Ruby or fucking Peppa Pig or whatever the fuck, right? It's like, what are the stakes? The stakes are, like, at best humiliation for the character, but very minor humiliation, right? So as a brief example with Peppa Pig, it's like, oh no, George, we don't eat food off the floor because that's bad. And then George is like, what? And then it's like, yeah, George, if some food falls on the ground, we gotta put it in the garbage. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And that's the fucking plot. It's boring and it sucks. Right? Like there's nothing there that gives sustenance, right? There's nothing there that makes the movie or whatever else engaging, right? Remember when kids shows used to deal with, like, hard concepts? I mean, even some of them didn't, but they at least still were better. It's for kids dumbass. No, I'm completely aware it's for kids. I'm talking about why it is not entertaining. Right? Because here's the entire thing, is you want to know two other things that were technically made for kids? So one is fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender show. I typed that wrong. But this is technically made for kids, and it is a significantly better thing, right? Other than, like, there's Gravity Falls as well, that's another one. Another one we can talk about is that there's also fucking, what is it? There's, I had a better example. Gremlins 1. So this movie, Gremlins, is also a kid's show. This show is like PG-13 or whatever the hell it is, right? And for context, Gremlins 1 microwave. For context, they literally put a gremlin in the fucking microwave and the fucking gremlin explodes. Right? like the dude, I shit you not, literally explodes. Like, they go kabiss. Oh yeah, they also stick their head, like, one's head in a fucking blender. Like, that's just how this show goes, right? So, like, it's like, yeah, here, you can see what they did right here with, like, the blood splatters and stuff. And then here you can see the gremlin's head literally fucking blowing up, right? This was fucking Gremlins 1, let's see, age rating. Let's just see. I'm pretty sure it's PG-13 or 14 or whatever. I don't care about fucking A mode. PG! It's not even PG-13 or whatever. Parental guidance. In a movie where you have a fucking gremlin's head exploding. PG. But, it's just made for kids. Sure. Bite me. Choke on me. several other niceties, right? But like that's the issue, right? Is it's like just because it's made for kids does not excuse something being bad, in my opinion, right? When did TV and film become standardized? Because fuck you. Wait, Iron Lung movie is out? Correct. I saw it today at 5 o'clock. So from 5 to I think it was like basically 8 o'clock. So it finished like an hour ago. Not being PG-13 with blood in the movie is crazy, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Oh damn, thing says January 30th. Yeah, I think that might be like January 30th in like or whatever in like Australia, but then for us it's technically the 29th. I don't know how it goes specifically, but you get the vibes. Anyways, Turtle, because I'm going to be getting into spoilers soon, is basically, long story short, is, whoops, that's not the rating that I gave it. I must have forgot to save it. Oh, I know what the issue is. Doink, refresh. There we are. Fixed it. Fixed it. Boink. And then we'll get rid of you. Goodbye. But yeah. That's kind of the Pokesteely, and right now I'm just going on a rant about game stuff, right? But yeah, so carrying on with what I was trying to say, right, is like I am fully against the notion of the idea of like it's just made for kids, right? Because saying it's just made for kids, way too many people treat that out as, or sorry, way too many people treat it's made for kids as an excuse for something to be too safe or to be, you know, too soft or to be, oh, we're just gonna make it boring and who gives a shit because it's made for kids, right? And I really, really, really hate that. Like, I genuinely, personally hate that, right? I don't think it works. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. A bunch of other things like that, right? And where I was going with this is that, effectively speaking, whatever, is that I just think that it's one of those things where it's like, you know, whatever. Oh, damn, the thing says January 30th. Yeah, no, it literally says January 30th on, like, the trailer. I don't know. Again, that might be, like, the earliest day that, like, you know, again, like, fucking, like, Japan can see it or something, right? Something in that neighborhood, because I don't know. But yeah, what else was I going to say or do? Yeah. Let's see. Mom, why is the character head isn't Blender? Because you see, these motherfuckers were killing people. So, you know, strong action causes for stronger reaction. Yeah, but yeah, no, good movie. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do now, as a little warning, as a little naughty warning, naughty warning, is I'm gonna now talk about spoilers. However, I will keep it light. I will keep the spoilers light as like a warning, because like I don't want to reveal the plot or anything like that, right? But I will discuss like certain elements. Like I'll discuss like the first 30 I'll discuss the first 30 minutes openly, and then after 30 minutes I'll keep it vague. Actually, what's Iron Lung's runtime? It has to be like 2 hours. Iron Lung runtime. Yeah, 2 hours, 7 minutes. Okay, this is the best thing I can say. It is a 2 hour, 7 minutes long movie. I think with the trailer or like the credits, right? This feels like an hour and 20-minute movie. It like that is the best way to put it, right? Like it is an hour 20 in the best way possible. Long story short, etc. Anyways, okay, yeah. So now briefly going into spoiler territory now. So I'll give you all a second to leave and skedaddle if you're like really sensitive to spoilers and stuff like that. If you want to hear the non-spoilery stuff, just rewind, skip like the first like 2 minutes, and then hello, good day. And then actually I'll add heavy spoilers after a little bit, but we'll go from there, right? So this is what this will be the light spoilers section. I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna go here and we'll light spoilers. There we are. Okay. So I'm assuming everybody's left who's giving a crap. I should actually see the viewer count be down, or maybe the same. I don't know. Maybe people just like to hear me yap that much that they're willing to take the spoilers. I don't even know where the thing is. Where's the thing? There's the thing. People leave? Yeah, people left. Okay, hell yeah. Well, this is going to be a thing for later, I guess. So, I will keep it brief. So, whoopsies. Actually, no, screw it. We'll make this a comprehensive review. So the mechanics of the game in general is basically so the movie takes heavy influence from the game. If you've watched Markiplier play Iron Lung, you basically know the setting in its entirety, and you know everything else. Like to put it bluntly, the extreme vast majority of the movie is set entirely within the Iron Lung, right? So it's one of those things where it is a very claustrophobic movie, and is a very tight movie in like the physical space. However, I have found this movie to be wide as a puddle, as deep as an ocean, right? And I mean that in the most positive way, because, the space feels interesting, right? The space feels like it has depth. It doesn't feel like this space is like flat. The space has history. The space has, actual things going on. And there's a bunch of things with it that just work well, I would say, right? Like, I don't feel like anything here has been diluted. I don't feel like anything here has gone bad. It all just feels genuinely good, right? And what's also good too is that over time they actually escalate certain things. So if you've witnessed people play the game, it's like they'll like pilot the ship a little bit, they'll run to the back of the ship, they'll take a picture with the camera, and it's like, oh shit, and then they'll run forward, and then then they'll repeat that, right? So as the movie goes on, they actually implement different ways that the camera basically takes pictures in an automated sense, making it so that it's a lot less boring, right? So there's kind of a consistent escalation throughout the entire movie, right? It's a good decision. I think it works well. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would be like a light spoiler that I can say before I jump on anything else. Not really. Yeah, no, I'd say that. Yeah. Yeah, is there anything else I'm missing with like light spoilers? No, I don't think so. I think that's basically it for the light spoilers. Mother of me. Hello, Tony. I didn't know you're still here. I thought you would have left. Hello. But yeah, and then rolling forward just a little bit more. Okay, so now we're gonna move from, I guess, light spoiler territory to heavy spoiler, because this is what I want to do. There we are. Heavy spoilers. Okay. So I'm going to keep this section brief, because I'm just going to be talking about a few key elements here, right? You're still here. Are you really going for movies, so you don't care much? Fair enough. Well, welcome to here. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to be talking about a couple criticisms that are specific here, right? So this is the point where like I'll be talking about things that are, that will, kind of give away a bit of the plot and like let you know things, right? So in regards to the movie, so I'm going to talk about the complaints that I have with the audio, and then I'm going to talk about the complaints that I have with Locked Away in Iron 2. Yes. But yeah, so talking about the specific complaints so I can justify this, right? So the complaint with the graphics is, I already discussed this, there's the blur and stuff like that, right? So for instance, during the climax, the ship's going critical. I'm not going to tell you what happens with it, right? But the ship's going critical, things look dire, things like that, right? During that scene, Mark's character is doing a few different things, and it's genuinely something where the character being like jostled around and stuff like that, like there's so much camera shake that it's hard to tell, as well as, again, I found the blur a bit distracting at times. And then one other, I guess, criticism, because criticisms are criticisms, is at the very start of the movie, like the very, very start, Mark uses some CGI to sort of show, the Iron Lung submerging and whatever, right? And I feel like the CG at the start, something just feels a bit off about it, right? Like the Iron Lung itself specifically has like chains, right? The chains themselves feel kind of like they feel CG, like they don't feel like they have the proper material properties with like friction and everything else that I would expect. So to me, it was a bit distracting, as well as there's kind of some of that like CGI purity, right? Where like everything felt a bit too in focus, everything felt a bit too perfect for what it was trying to do, right? There was a bunch of little things like that, right? So there's a bunch of little issues like that with like just the opening shot, but then after the opening shot, like pretty much every issue disappeared, right? Like for I mentioned this at like the start, I wanted to go into this looking for something to complain about, right? And when I couldn't find really anything. Like again, there was no like green screening issues, there was no like nothing that I caught that was like, oh, they got a camera in the background, ooh, like they had nothing like that, right? Oh, whoa, spoilers. Yeah, I mean, it does literally say on screen heavy spoilers. I'm not gonna try spoil the overall plot or anything like that. I'm just trying to talk about like specific like movie elements and stuff like that. If you do care about it, Felix, feel free to rewind towards the start because I progress in spoilage, right? But yeah, so there's that. You can't read your colorblind. I think that's how it works. But yeah, anyway, so where was I going with this? So that was my critiques with the graphics, right? The audio. So what basically happens? So this is gonna be the spoiler, right? So there's another kind of heavy spoiler. Take it as you will. Take the dive. But basically, the entire movie's dialogue with another characters through the speaker, right? Like what you saw at the beginning here, where there's the lady in the window. That is an incredibly brief moment, like maybe 10 minutes in the entire movie, right? Effectively, the rest of the dialogue, with a few exceptions here and there, is done through this speaker, right? So because of that, it is a very crucial part of dialogue, right? And there was a moment, wait, the fuck, your game ranking movie? Exactly, Felix. But yeah, so the entirety of the dialogue comes through that speaker, and there was one moment where they were conversing with what seemed to be another person. There's the asterisk. Where effectively, long story short, what the person said, one of the lines to me as I was sitting there dead center of the theater, like trying my absolute best to listen, I just could not decipher what was said, right? Like and that's not me trying to be mean or rude or anything like that, right? Like legitimately sitting there like glued to the screen, not distracted at all. I have no idea what was said. And I don't think I have bad hearing, right? So there's an asterisk. Also what I'll share is, here we are. So actually I'll share these three photos. So I snuck three little photos of the movie. Shh, don't tell anyone. They're bad photos. But so what I have is uno, dos, tres. So here's me in the theater. You can see like my phone was rotated a little bit. I was literally dead center in the theater, right? So that's a hell yeah. This stream is pretty interesting. Is it an interesting stream? Do you guys actually enjoy this? I have no idea. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the movie review. Anyways. But yeah, so I was like dead center, right? This goes to show you about how big the screen was and all the other stuff, right? And everyone voted like, no! Stop it! Nobody can know! Anyways, sorry, to go on with graphics, so there's this thing, it's kind of hard to share, but so during the credits, this isn't relevant to the plot, but basically, when the credits were rolling by, what they had was on the sides, and at the very end, they had these photos scrolling by, right? I subscribed again, and shared this with Father Satan. Hell yeah, that sounds beautiful. Thank you, Felix. But anyways, yeah, so they had these photos, they kind of spun in doing like a 360 or something like that, and they kind of scrolled by. My critique here, I actually really liked it. The issue was that on my theater's projector, I literally could not read the name of people, right? Like, this is a very bad photo, so I'm not gonna this doesn't represent what it was, right? But again, I don't have a bad eye. I mean, I have a bad eye, but I have a really good other eye, right? and in watching these photos go by, I was trying to read them, and it was one of those things where the photos were moving by so quick that I legitimately, with the motion blur, could not read the name, right? And it's nice because I thought it was a kind of cute detail. I also found out that the streamer Valkyrie was in this. I don't know what Valkyrie looks like. Maybe she's the girl with the face scar, maybe not. I have no idea. But hey, it goes to show I was paying attention. And also, if you guys decide to see it in theater, there is no post credit scene. And if you want your proof that I stayed till the end, you can see right here where there's the credits, where they show the frickin' the thingamajiggums, like the shot on red and thing like that, right? There was... Oh, I just realized my stream froze again, because of course the stream froze. Ha 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 ha. I'm just doing this on my MacBook, because this is intended to be a short stream, so it's not really worth setting everything up. But yeah, so you can see right here, I literally made it to the point where it's like, they have like the shot on reds, here's the end of the credits, you know, blah, 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 right? You can see all of this crap, right? I literally made it to the end. There's no post-credit scene. So if you ever watch the film, there is no need to stay till the end of the thing, right? Also just realized there's a credit to voice mod, so that's a thing. Anyways, also saved it, watched it again for 69 hours straight, and then I clipped your R's. How could you, Felix? I didn't say anything about clipping. No, it's cool. It's cool. Good, Josh. Pat. But yeah. Anyway, so there's that. So yeah, so there's that. So the story. Okay. So for this, I am going to spoil to not aggressively spoil. I'm gonna try keep it light, but I'm gonna spoil The Edge of Sleep. The Edge of Sleep, for those of you who are not aware, is... Let me look this up real quickly. Edge of Sleep. So this was a Markiplier project. It is currently free on Tubi, at least when I did. I legitimately watched this within the last little while. Like, I think within the last 3 months, I watched The Edge of Sleep. And I watched the entire thing start to finish in one go, blah, blah, blah. There you go, right? With that being said... The Edge of Sleep, what I really didn't like was I enjoyed the first couple episodes because I was kind of expecting a bunch of things and it was going to be all interesting and blah, 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 right? And then the protagonist ended up being Satan in a way that felt very not amazing, right? I don't even remember any spoil. I only got spoiled on the title. Well, there you go then. The world is moving up. But yeah, so anyway, carrying on, right? So like The Edge of Sleep, I really didn't jive with the direction that they took with this, right? Now I'm not going to spoil the ending for Iron Lung, but the Iron Lung could be interpreted as similar to this, and I'm not saying that to keep it vague. I'm legitimately saying it can be interpreted similar to this ending. However, it is also a ending which cannot be interpreted that way. So I criticize the ending for being a bit too vague. However, outside there being like 3 or 4 vague elements at the end of Iron Lung, I don't think it's bad, right? The only thing I would really say outside that is the movie doesn't really feel like it gives a ton above the game. So that might be a bit of a letdown if some people are hoping for, you know, more or less or, you know, what have you, right? But there's that. Law the stuttering. Here's a fun fact, Blue. When I was in elementary school, I had a special class to try help me with my stuttering. That's how bad it was. And then the last thing is that the uniqueness for this film. This is an incredibly unique film. As I mentioned, I failed to compare it with anything, and I mean that in the best way possible, right? Like, they don't really feel like they pull too many punches. It doesn't feel like much is held back. The entire thing... Oh, sorry, like a sleep. The Edge of Sleep. Everybody, make the rating 10 all across the board. Why? Did you see it? Did you see it, Felix? Did you witness the movie yet? Anywho. But yeah, uniqueness overall, legitimately like a 10. It is a very unique movie. As somebody who has found a lot of movies boring, I find it to be a big breath of fresh air. Because funny? No, I don't like to make my ratings funny. That's one place I don't like to. But yeah, so in regards to uniqueness, this is one of the few movies that I consider unique. There's a few movies to me that stand out as unique. The Kingsman stands out to be unique because of the cinematography, right? Zootopia, the first and the second, both stand out because they are creative movies in like an environmental setting, right? Like they're both movies that have, really creative scenes that feel, like if, safety regulations were lax could exist, right? And a bunch of things like that. And then I also feel like, what do you call it? I then also feel like, you're done being honest. You're gonna tell me teacher to borrow bad mornings. Or you're gonna tell? Oh, okay. I didn't understand that voice because I'm stupid. But yeah, it is a movie where like I genuinely think like even if I know for a fact if you don't like Markiplier you could still enjoy this, right? And then on top of that too, if you also do not enjoy, or sorry, if you watch this movie, I strongly feel like it will offer enough of a unique experience that you will be able to enjoy it, right? Like if you go into movies expecting the most cliche stuff, blah 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 blah. There's like a few minor things that I might consider cliche, but that's cliche in the way of like, well, these are a binary yes no decision, and like somebody like you have to make the choice of yes or no, right? Like, does this person live or die, yes or no? It's like, oh, of course the protagonist lived. Like, that isn't actually a spoiler, by the way. That's just something I BS'd, or was it? Who knows? Got to keep you on your toes. But anyways, but yeah, so it's one of those things, right, where it's like it is legitimately a movie that I think even if you're an experienced cinema person, you will be like pleasantly surprised by, right? I don't think this movie will be disappointing to those of you who are not Markiplier fans. I don't think this movie will be disappointing to those of you who are cinema buffs. I don't think this movie is really disappointing in any way, right? Like I think you actively have to approach this movie in like a bad mindset to think that the movie is bad, right? And like keep in mind, I just want to share this, right? This is like somebody who gave fucking, where is it? Where's a good example? Where's a good example? Like this is somebody who gave a shitty fucking AI fucking flop game a fucking borderline 5 out of 10, right? I tend to be very forgiving on these things. Hey, just got back from watching Pretty Good. Yeah, I agree, and I lean heavy into that. I think it's Dadiu is how you say your name, but yes, I agree with, and I fuck heavy. You will notice that this is my game reviews thing, and then yes, I'm including Iron Lung into here, but you can see Iron Lung is very high. If we sort overall high to low, and we scroll down a little bit, Iron Lung is like second, right? Like it is a very solid movie. I have incredibly little bad to say about it, right? Bear Football was a 2, yeah, no, not wrong. Like it is going to be incredibly hard to get lower than a Bear Football. Zeros across the board is a bit flat. Was the voice audio quiet for you, or was it just my theater? I think it was just your theater. So I did complain about this as a criticism. So you know when Markiplier, when they just get put into a location that they don't know where they are. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat vague, right? But when they get suddenly pushed to a location they don't know where they are, how they suddenly talk to someone else and they're kind of going back and forth with static while like Mark's at like his lowest. I'm like not even saying Mark's character's name because I'm trying to keep it vague, right? Well, I guess it makes sense to say their name. Simon is Mark's character's name. So like when Simon is like communicating and there's a very staticky sort of section, and like this is after he damages, or sorry, not he, but something damages the radio in a way, or not the radio, the speaker. After the speaker gets damaged, long story short is that he he, she, they, like when it was very staticky, there was one line that I literally could not hear, right? Like I could not interpret it. I was fully focused, right? Like completely locked into the movie. I was there, I was staring center screen. I was in like debatably perfect seating, right? And I still have no fucking idea what was said, right? Vols was better, Iron Lung or Ultra Kill. I mean, you're comparing, you know, fucking apples to fermented oranges. They're two very different things, right? Volume 0. No, it wasn't Volume 0. There was very much volume in my theater, at least. I just legitimately could not decipher what was said. Like the static combined with the voice, I literally could not interpret it. There we go. Words. Haha. Yes, that's that. But yeah, so on top of the interpretation or whatever, there is, yeah, like that's the only reason why I've personally knocked a point off of audio. That is legitimately the only reason why audio is missing 1 point there. So like hell yeah. I think all the voice tracks in my theater were coming from speakers near the front, and I could only get a seat in the back. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, actually. That would make a lot of sense. I was here. I'll show you this. So if we look up, let me just drag this off screen so I don't dox myself too much. I am moving soon, but I prefer not to be too close. Plus, I also don't know if they're going to offer like an auto login or something, and then huzzah. So, theater layout. Does this show anything? If I move this, does this show anything? It does. Okay, let me just do this then, because I think if I scroll, I think this hides enough information. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So for context, so this is the theater layout that I was in, right? So for context, like the dark gray seats, like the more transparent ones are the ones that are not taken, right? I was literally like right here. This isn't the same theater layout. This one has an extra row. I was literally dead center right here. It was effectively a perfect viewing. If you look, this is literally where I was in comparison for the screen. So I was literally like one row back from like, you know, the easy accessibility row, and then also just right here. I think I had literally a perfect seat for it. So I was just getting blasted by bass the whole time. Lol, might go back next week and sit closer. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think it's worth a second watch. Not because I think the movie's bad. I just think it's not a movie that has the details for a second watch, right? Like, I think a second watch would only be worth it once you effectively, like, forget details of the movie, you know? Like, does that make sense? And, like, to be very clear, that isn't me hating on the movie. I just don't necessarily think that, like, the movie is a second watch movie, right? Like does that make sense? Like, good movie, but not worth but like not a second watch movie. Hopefully that makes sense. If Ultra could become movie stylized and stuff like Spider-Verse, would you watch it? It's really hard to say, because there's a lot of like yes, okay. To answer your question very bluntly, Tony, yes, I would go see it, but the massive asterisk is that I could see many ways that the Ultra Kill movie could be amazing. I could see many ways that the Ultra Kill movie could blow massive chunks everywhere and end up spittling upon itself like a newborn infant. I could see there being so many flaws with the movie. Like, the entire movie, if, as an example, they try to make it one big fight scene, although I enjoy fight scenes, it would also kind of suck because it doesn't give much context, right? What if there were, like, that one YouTube animation? That would be stronger, but I would hope for, like, more stuff involving, like, Gabriel and the angels and things like that, right? Because if I don't have that, then I'm kind of just pissed off, NGO. So, you know, lots of little things. Lots of little things, lots of little issues that I could see. It's one of those things, right, where it's like, it is a thing that has such an open-endedness to it, right, that I legitimately do not know if it could work out. Like, or sorry, not if it could work out. It could work out, but it's just such an open-ended thing that it's like, it is legitimately impossible to say with any certainty that like it would be good or bad, right? So yeah, there you go. Is there any questions now that I think we've had some breathing room? Where's the stream at? I don't know which one of these tabs it is. Is it you? Nope. Is it you? Nope. Is it you? Nope. Is it you? Nope. Okay, I guess I'll go here where my streams are. And then I will go click on this scuba. Ha ha ha. But yeah, any questions before we roll out while the tunnel of doom creates itself? Is there anything anything anybody wants to prod me about before I decide to wrap it up? Before I rizzity rap. Before I rapidly riz. Before I rizzity rapidly rizzity raparoos riz raparoos. Oh. I don't know what the sound that was. Let's see. I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna set my Discord stats to Iron Lung 9 out of 10. Boop. There we are. Chicken butt? Is blue? Is it chicken butt? Is it chicken butt blue? Is it perhaps the butt of a chicken? Is it maybe possibly perhaps chicken butt? No. Then what might it be, Blue? Do inform me. I need to know. I need to know yesterday. You lying bastard. I trusted you. I give you my trust and you reward me with this, you absolute buffoon. Anyways. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this random ass stream. I consider this a makeup stream. So bite me. And if you don't consider it a makeup stream, too bad. I am going to try work on Tib for the rest of the night. Hopefully Tib gets some progress going and other stuff, right? And I will say, hey, thank you all for stopping by. Thank you to my members, all the various wonderful members. Let me pull them up because I don't think I've credited them the last couple of streams by accident because I'm absolutely brain dead. And what's up, Blue? I see the at. What's the at for? What's the at for? Huh? What's the at for? Shika shim shady. Separate these. Yes, do that. Yep, there we are. Let's do active members. Yeah. See my members? There we go. Members. No. What? Yeah? Why didn't you load? Why is YouTube not showing me my members? YouTube, these are my members. Please. See my members. Do I have to like refresh the whole page? What the hell's going on here? Why are you not working? I'm trying to credit people. This is why I need to make a bot to do all this stuff for me because I cry otherwise. I cry. There we are. Beautiful. What I was trying to say was, hey, thank you to all these wonderful channel members. Especially a thank you to the Tony, who is the Giga supporter. So thank you. And then thank you to all the people who have given the super chats. I was forgetting the word for the super chats right now. Who have given super chats in the past, present, and future. Yes, you. I'm gonna like try make like a proper outro thing where like this stuff all like kind of like is like procedurally animated sort of stuff and whatever, right? Want to hear something funny? Please lay it on me. Sack it to me. To me, sack it. Do all these various other things. Lay it on me. Lay it on me. Be the climax of the stream. Be the absolute pinnacle of the stream. Tell me what beauty you have decided to spoon upon me. I don't know what the hell I'm going on about. I guess spoilers are over, so I guess I'm going to hide this text now. Time to delete it, because it's going to be... Oh, that's an Eptic Live set. No! Where the fuck is the stream? Here? No. Here? No. Here? Yeah. There we are. We're back at the stream, baby. Let's go. Oh, my face is frozen again. God damn it. Well, let me hide the spoiler text first. We're going to delete you. Yes. And then we're going to reset this. Hey, it's me again. I'm going to reset the other capture now so that the other capture actually works. And I'll see what Blue said. Blue says, I even heard that my friend... sorry, what? Want to hear something funny? I've even heard that my friend has a crush on a high schooler. That sounds like some shit I don't want to touch. So I will say, hey, thank you all for the good stream. Thank you all to the members and the super chatters, notice other people again. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this random ass thing. If y'all share some positive feedback, maybe I'll do more movie review stuff. Until then, I guess I'll catch you later. Guess what? The cat face? Hell yeah. Well, thank you again. Catch you later. And bye-bye.